And welcome to the Best of the House for July of 2023.
Hello, DJ.
Hey, Chris, how's it going?
Oh, just fine. Got some good bowlers in here today.
Wow, you know, the number to get into this for fifth place was 758 with handicap.
These are some high scores.
Oh, yeah. So we got Bill Reeves, we got Rob Roman, we got Alan Chamberlain.
We got Bob Roman and we got Rob Torres.
Yeah, so we got a full house and we got some good bowling hopefully coming your way. So we're going to get started with our first match, which is Bob Roman and Bill Reeves. And Bob, I think, is going to start us off.
All right, Bob. Bill, can you hit the check mark? Thank you. All right, so Bob is getting 3 pins of handicap, so it's pretty much a scratched game. These are both returning champions.
Ooh.
Not a good start for Bob. That's not what he wanted. It's a makeable split, but not what you want to see up there.
So Bob is getting 3 pins from Bill.
Bob going for his conversion. Got a shot at it.
Oh. Nice try, Bob.
Yeah. All right, now Bill will come up for his first frame. And his second then.
Well, I remind you, if you're checking this out, please subscribe, like, and share this video with everyone you know. Bill Reeves.
Bill pulled that one left. He gets 3. All right.
Oh, if you pick this up, kind of no harm, no foul.
Right, exactly. The first frame is not the worst spot to have an open. There he goes. He got that one out. Oh, leaves the 5 pin. All right, so they both open the first frame.
Which gives Bill or Bob a 2-pin lead as Bill gets up for his second frame.
And Bill is whittling away at that handicap.
Literally whittling away at it.
Better ball. Oh, came in real light. Leaves himself the 2-4-10. All right, gets his count, picking up the 2 and 4.
Now Bob Roman will get up, see if we can take advantage of Bill's 2 opens. So, Chris.
Yes, sir.
We haven't had a chance to talk because you were in the last couple Best of the House. What do you think of the band on your thing?
Well, I got to say, I like it. It's not a ban. They're demanding a harder starting hardness, or a higher starting hardness.
Bob puts them all back.
Nice shot, Bob. There you go. Good recovery.
Well, the other thing too is when you're going over the materials put out by the PBA as to why they're changing the specs. Even after just bowling 10 games,
10 frames.
10 frames. Excuse me, 1 game. Your ball will have a bigger hook footprint.
Right. And so the reason that they had the 0.73 hardness was because they wanted, 7.1 as the bottom.
7.3.
7.3, so 7.5 something. They were reaching that bottom point within 10 frames. Bob doubles up.
Double Barney
frame.
Rubble.
And so now starting with a harder ball, their tests showed that even though it is getting softer after those number of frames, it is not going to the same degree when they start with a harder ball.
Well, apparently the footprint changes when you get down around 0.68. So that's what they're trying to keep it above.
Bill's third frame. Okay, it leaves a 4-7. We had lots of pins fall at him, but they didn't want to drop. But it was interesting. I heard a good analogy from someone on YouTube where think about if anybody out there drives a 4x4 truck and goes four buying in sand, you let air out of your tire. Oh,
Ooh.
Bill's ball overhooked. He's got his third open in a row to start this game.
But don't worry, don't feel too bad for Bill if he has a bad game this month, because he will be in our Tournament of Champions
That he will.
coming up next month. Stay tuned. Our champions for the year are going to come in. They're going to bowl 3 games, and the top 5 series win cash prizes.
So that analogy, all right, leaves a 4-pin. So that analogy is adequate for the urethane balls because if you take air out of your tires, you get more surface area on the sand,
Right.
which allows it to grip better. It's a wider track. And urethanes do the exact same thing when they soften up to that certain point. Bill going for his pickup. And he's got it. He's on the board with a mark. All right. So I agree with the rule that they did. They're not banning urethane. They are making the manufacturers use hardness scales that are higher than what they currently are so that the balls don't soften up to that point.
Okay.
And so urethane will still be viable. It will not, I don't think it'll destroy the lanes quite as much. Now, of course, we may never see that trickle down to us, or we may see it very slowly because, All right. That came in better than I thought it was going to. He just leaves a 7-pin following his double.
Yeah,
for
that
Bob.
kind of made a really hard left
It
there
did.
right at the end.
It did. I thought it was going to hang out and wash out. So I'm glad to see that change occur. I actually hope that the USBC carries it down to league play as well. I would assume if they do, it's not going to happen very quickly because then you're demanding that everyone get rid of their slightly older urethane, and I don't think that they want to do that to league bowlers.
Yeah,
Pick up, Bob.
The balls are going to will have to have been made after or in 2022. So I think that's August of 2022 or something like that. Like last year, they would have to be manufactured after.
Right, and I don't know that we'll see that in league play for quite some time because, I just don't see the USBC doing that to league bowlers, trying to force them all to get rid of the urethane that they just bought last year and get new. Oh, that one hooked a lot right at the end as well and left him a split, 4-7, 4-6-7.
That may be good news for Bill.
Yeah. If Bill can get on a strike train here, turn it back around. It's interesting because before I felt like I became a slightly better bowler, urethane didn't bother me. I didn't notice the effects of it. Now that I feel like I'm a slightly better bowler, and Bob left that open by picking up just the 4 and 7, leaving the 6-pin. I feel like I notice urethane much more.
Well, there is a huge because now you're in the kind of the 200 average category. The world changes a lot.
Bill gets 8 on that ball following his spare. And, I was told that there's carry down from urethane, but I was also told by someone else that that's a myth. It's not so much carry down, it's more trenching.
More wet, dry.
Yes. Good pickup, Bill. So Bill's got 2 marks in a row.
Yeah, because once your lane starts trenching out, carry is very, very hard.
And a lot of times what it does is it forces you to play angles that you aren't used to or aren't preferred. Hey, there we go. Bill's got a strike.
So he spares the strikes, clinging to the last 3. Bob Roman now up by 22, looking on an open. But once you start hitting like 190, 200 average, every ball you throw makes such a huge difference. Whereas when you're a 170, 180 average bowler, if you go open a frame or you miss, a couple times and spare, you're fine. But once you start getting up to the 200 average, you cannot afford to miss, basically.
Oh, wrap 10 for Bob on the 6th frame. Yeah, and maybe that's what it is now I'm more consistent on my line, and I expect a certain ball reaction. And when the lanes change in a manner that I'm not used to, that it's harder for me to adjust to. But, you can get that with certain reactive balls and stuff like that. I think it's just more noticeable with urethane because of how fast it occurs. Bob might have gotten that out too far. No, he got it. All right. Good pickup, Bob.
Important time to stay clean right here.
Right.
That's going to actually be a very important shot for Bob. Because if Bill puts another couple strikes up, he can almost eliminate that 22-pin lead.
Right.
Even with Bob on spare.
Bob's 7th frame. Little inside, crossing over, leaves the 6-10.
So now the shot coming up for Bill, the next 2 shots actually are looming very, very large. Couple strikes and he's right back in this.
Right. And depending on what Bob does here. He got that last ball for just the 10 pin outside a little bit. That looks like a pickup. There you go.
And he's
all right,
got
Bob.
Now big shot for Bill.
Yeah, if he can double here, that'll be huge. It's gonna cross, and he doubles with a Brooklyn.
Wow!
All right, hey man, it's an X up there.
It's an X, and a big double, a big double. Because basically, if he strikes here in the 8th, the match is even. It'll still, Bob would still be up. Oh no, he wouldn't even be up by 10 because he's up by 10 with a spare. But Bill also has 10 plus.
If this gets in there, oh, he threw half the rack at the 7 pin and it stayed standing.
So now if he picks this one up, so down by 11. Or if he picks it up, he'll be down by 10.
No! I thought he had that. It just overhooked at the last second. So Bob just needs to keep marking then at this point.
Stay clean. Stay clean.
Bob's 8th frame. Ooh. That was a good shot. That turned in there very nicely.
All back. Now Bob's ninth frame.
On his foundation frame, he can put a lot of pressure on Bill. He can double up here.
He doubles up. Bill's going to have to go off his feet.
Oh, he does. That was a good shot again.
With the double there, now Bill's pretty much got to go off the sheet here in the 9th and 10th.
Yeah, to even have a chance at this point. He can do it. No, not with that shot. It leaves the 6 pin. It just came in a bit heavy through the head pin. It's all right. Get your spare and then strike out and put some pressure back on Bob. No. Nope. All right, so Bill can finish with a 160. Bob has a 151 sitting up there currently.
Oh, with handicap at 154.
Oh, that's right. Yep. Oh, all right. Brooklyn strike.
Bill seems to be doing better paying the toll. Winner will take on, I believe, Rob Torres.
I don't remember who's in third. Oh, that one was a good pocket shot, and just a little tap on the 7 wasn't quite enough. So if he can pick this up, he'll finish with a 150.
Alan Chamberlain.
Okay, so Alan's in third place, so Bob will be taking on Alan. He's already got the score to do that. That one underhooked. Bill said, dang, 7 pins.
So Bob needs
Nothing. He can throw 2 gutters, and he's got it.
Yep. He'd have it by 5.
I don't think he's going to throw 2 gutters, but
I would hope not.
he could strike out for a 211. Little inside. Leaves the 9 pin on a slightly Brooklyn hit.
But definitely enough.
Yep, Bob's got that. All right, so if he strikes here, it's a 190, and then it's 3 pins a handicap. A little outside on that. Came back nice, though. Oh, and the 7 goes down.
That's how you finish with 1. So Bob Roman will move on, and he is going to face his league teammate, Alan Chamberlain.
193 to 149, and I will help get it set up.
And we'll take a look at the oil pattern, Stone Street, being used here at AMF Kissimmee Lanes. And we'll be right back.
AMF Kissimmee Lanes uses the Stone Street 42-foot oil pattern as its house shot. Despite not being the most favorite pattern in the bowling community, the Stone Street oil pattern has actually gained a good reputation. The Bowling Guidance website says players should use the rule of 31 to determine the board to start at, which is taking the length of the pattern, 42 feet, subtracting 31, to come up with starting at board 11 and aiming for a break point between 8, 12 down lane to get it back to the pocket. The website also suggests minimizing the pocket entry angle for the most carry, and that an angle above 5.5 degrees will likely end up with splits. Faster throwing players may notice less friction and a stronger finishing arc, and may benefit from having more surface on the ball. Something else to watch on the pattern is that right-handed bowlers may have a more difficult time converting 6 or 10 pin spares, and an easier time with the 4 and 7 due to the ability of the ball to make the turn on the pattern. Consistency is key, as well as managing the transition to score well. Established in 2007, the Lightning Strikes Pro Shop, located inside AMF Kissimmee Lanes, is a full-service stop for all of your bowling needs. We stock the largest inventory of balls and accessories in Central Florida. Our process starts with people. We take the time to learn about your experience, style, goals, challenges, arsenal, and budget in order to make expert recommendations that work. We watch you bowl before fitting your equipment and provide a free game with every drilling. This personalized service doesn't cost extra. We price match new bowling balls with internet prices for at least 1 year. Our staff has over 75 years combined bowling experience, 30 years providing excellent pro shop service, and has served over 5,800 customers. With a PBA member on our team and thousands of success stories, you can trust your game with us. Come on down and meet Dave Remp and the staff to improve your game.
Are you ready to join the bowling revolution? Do you love the thrill of the perfect strike, the sound of the ball rolling down the lane, and the excitement of competition? If so, then you'll want to be a part of our bowling community on YouTube. We're a channel dedicated to all things bowling, from pro tips and tricks to the latest in bowling equipment and accessories. And we need your help to reach our goal of 10,000 subscribers. So if you love bowling as much as we do, be sure to hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey. And don't forget to like and share our videos with your friends and fellow bowlers. Together, we can make our channel the go-to destination for all things bowling. So don't wait, subscribe now and let's bowl our way to the top.
All right, we're back with our second match. Bob Roman Sr. and Alan Chamberlain.
Bob's getting 23 pins on this one.
Looking to see if we have a repeat champion in either Bob or Rob Roman or Bill Reeves. If Rob Torres or Alan Chamberlain can win this one, they will join us next month for the Tournament of Champions.
That'll be a fun episode. Bob getting us started. Leaves the 4-7.
Winner will take on Rob Torres.
So DJ, the Tournament of Champions this year will be each champion will come in, they'll all bowl together here, a 3-game tournament, and composite handicap and everything.
Yeah, the top 5 series is going to be like 7 or 8 bowlers, and the top 5 will cash out.
Bob opens up his first frame, missing the 4-7.
But on the bright side, even if you don't cash out, if you're 6th, 7th, or whatever, you still come in and get 3 free games. So.
Right? But you have a chance. All the bowlers have a chance.
Right, and if you have one bad game, it's not going to matter because you have 2 others.
Allen's first ball. Cuts across, leaves a 5-pin standing.
Got your hand up, Chris?
Yep.
Want to remind you we're brought to you by localbowler.com and Lightning Strikes Pro Shop. Thank you to Dave Bremp and the crew over there for sponsoring our videos.
Alan picks up his 5-pin. And thank you to AMF Kissimmee Lanes for hosting.
No drinky drink from Alan. We also remind you, if you're viewing, of course, subscribe, like, hit the notification bell so you know when we drop another video. Share this with all your friends. And also, please comment. Let us know you're out there. We know we got thousands of people watching. We want to make sure you have a chance to give us your comments.
Alan's second frame. Wrap 7. Now, Alan being a left-hander, it's the same as a 10-pin for a righty.
Hard to believe, Chris.
Yes, sir?
Next month will be 2 full years we've been doing this show.
That's awesome. Alan got that one outside, leaves the 7-pin.
Goes open.
All right.
So now Bob can mark. He can even things up.
Yep.
Remember, Bob's getting
23 pins.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
Why? Oh wait, no, never mind. Never mind. My bad. I was seeing the wrong thing up there.
I had to do a double take as well. That looks like a good shot.
Ooh.
Oh, flat 10 on that one.
So on opposite sides of the lane. Hey, Bob. Wrong lane.
Bob was getting an extra warm-up shot in there.
I've done that. Alan was hoping that you would get the strike out of your system before he mentioned it to you. But I've done that in the league. It
happens.
It happens. It depends. If you make a really bad shot, you're very happy about it. If you make a really good shot.
Yeah, you pull a strike out and you're like, no, I don't want to throw another. All right, now Bob's second frame. Oh, better result. Late 7 falls for a strike for Bob.
Wow. Oh, we also want to say we got Joey Swanson here. He's pushing the buttons, keeping you with your front and back camera views.
Thank you, Joey.
Hello.
Joey's the man. We're gonna see him in this thing one of these months.
Yeah, he's been in it before. Bob Roman's third frame.
Oh!
Now he gets the 10-pin to stand.
You got a tap on it, it just wouldn't go down.
I think Bob almost came out of his shoes on that throw, too. Put everything into it. Standing in front of the ball return, going cross lane, try to make his 10-pin. And he's got it.
That was money. Now Alan's down 23. Needs to mark. Alan has been so close to winning this thing.
He has.
He's such a consistent bowler. He's coached, and one can see why. He knows what he's doing. Has an amazing physical game.
There we go, Alan.
Case in point.
That's what we expect from him.
And we also want to thank all the bowlers who keep this going, who get in every week, pay their $3, and try to qualify during the league. Money!
Alan doubles up in the third and fourth frame.
Beautiful shot there.
Yeah, we got a lot of good bowlers in this center that still don't get into this. I'm kind of surprised because they're all competitive.
Well, we're growing. We're growing. So right now we get between 70 and 100 entries a month. So that's good. And we're getting a lot of exposure. We have thousands of people who watch these shows and have been liking them. So,
and thank you for everyone that watches. Bob's fourth frame. Another 7-pin.
yeah, the corner pins are not being helpful to our bowlers today.
He came in a little light on that one, but usually you get a good mixer. Just left a 7. With Alan being on a double, Bob needs this, and he got it.
Need it, got it.
So, you asked me my opinion on the urethane changes in the PBA. What do you think of it, DJ?
Well, when I went over the literature at the PBA, the study the PBA put out, I can understand why they're doing it. But on the other hand, it's like, I mean, I'm older to bowling. You know, I will go back to rubber balls, and it's like, okay, we're going to start, you know, making different.
Little inside. Woo!
Out of trouble.
Straight through the nose, leaves a 610. Actually, it could have been worse. Sorry, go ahead, DJ.
But it's not like bowlers can't all go out and get these balls and have the same effect.
Well,
you know, it's like if you get a given bat in baseball, or you know, a football. You know, they do have the New England inflate gate thing with, you know, football was a little softer, so it picks up a spare.
All right, Bob.
So apparently that was easier for Brady to throw.
Well, and that being said, he's not the only quarterback that has done that. Other quarterbacks said that they all do that.
Right,
now,
right.
Maybe not to that same degree, and that's what the problem was, is it was below NFL standards for that. But what you said about everybody can go out and use that ball, not in the PBA. In the PBA, they can't. If you're not sponsored by a particular, or I'm sorry, if you, Allen drives the pocket hard and leaves a 9-pin. Stone 9 for Allen.
I don't know. I have seen people who are sponsored by Storm, Brunswick, or whatever, using purple hammer.
I guess it would depend on contracts.
I think what it made the difference may be, I think with the pro bowlers, if you represent a company, then they give you the ball. You have to pay for your own drilling and stuff on the truck.
Good pickup, Allen. That pin shouldn't have still been standing.
But I think you get the ball at no charge. But if you go outside of your line, so if you represent Storm and you want to throw a hammer, you have to buy the ball. But I don't think there's a prohibition
Well, and that, I guess that's possible, but there's also the aspect of it has become a crutch. You know, there were jokes online, memes made about one of the tournaments that was held not too terribly long ago, that most of the bowlers were throwing urethane because it takes the lane conditions out of it. So you've got professional bowlers who are, all right, Alan, there you go. He wasn't sure it was going to strike either.
And he takes a 9-point lead.
But so part of the draw to watching a PBA bowler is watching them adjust to the lanes. And when you get urethane out there to the degree that it's been lately, and what the urethane is doing to the lanes, honestly, it's taking lane conditions and sport shot patterns out of the equation early on when they throw urethane. And then they're coming back. All right, Bob, good strike. They're coming back afterwards when the urethane no longer is the ball, and the lane conditions are completely different than what that pattern was.
Well, like I said, I think arguments can be made on both sides of this. The only other point I mean, but if it's taking the lane conditions out, it's taking the lane conditions out for everybody. I mean, the bowlers that are bowling, say, on a given lane, 3, 2, 21, whatever, if the lane condition is taken out of the equation for all of them, they still have to adapt. And even if they're all throwing purple hammers.
All right, Bob, there you go.
Double.
Bob doubles up in 6th and 7th frames. So
then it's actually the physical style of the bowler against the physical style of the other bowler. Who's going to execute better? I mean, but one could argue, even with reactive, some of these balls, and I'm just as guilty as everybody else. I mean, like I said, I've grown up throwing plastic, rubber, urethane, reactive.
Oh, flat 7 for Allen.
And I think as a sport in general, you know, this is all supposedly about the integrity of the sport. Bowling in the late 70s and 80s was a whole lot harder than bowling in the 90s, and that was a whole lot harder than bowling today. And I think you see that in the number of 300 games, 900 series. Those things were like unicorns back in the day, and now they're like every other week.
Right, and I do agree with you. The technology has advanced faster than the lanes. There's not anything else that you can do to the lanes other than change the oil pattern, and the technology of bowling balls has advanced so far, so fast, that you have to find a way to at least even it out. Alan leaves another 7-pin.
So then do we take reactive out of the game?
No, because reactive is a harder ball surface, and therefore the footprint is only, 2-3 millimeters wide.
But if the whole purpose is to make the equipment more fair across all bowlers, then we should not allow...
All right, Alan, good pickup.
We should not allow asymmetrical cores. We should not allow reactive. We should...
See, but you're arguing differently than what the PBA states.
I'm not... My argument has nothing necessarily to do with what the PBA's arguing. I understand their point of view. But my point is, there are golf clubs that exist now where you can hit the ball farther than you could back in the 60s. But does that mean that Tiger Woods is better than Jack Nicklaus? Or Arnold Palmer? Is Pete Weber better than his father was, Dick Weber, because he has more titles?
Right, but that's apples to oranges. They've lengthened the holes to make up for that, for what the equipment now gives them. They've lengthened the holes. You didn't see 650-yard par 5s in the 60s.
True.
Right, but we can't... Are you going to extend every bowling alley by 3 feet?
But if you're trying to... But all right, why haven't they extended the length between the base path of the? Well, actually, I gotta be careful because they did make the bases bigger to actually reduce the base path a little bit in baseball. They actually,
Bob left a split there, by the way. Sorry, 467 gets the 4-7.
But they're not extending, like, say, the base distance between third base and home because baseball players are faster today than they were 40 years ago.
So I want to go back a couple of frames here ago. You said trying to level the playing field,
Right.
and that's what the PBA is doing. What they placed that will become effective in January is the footprint will no longer be allowed to become 5 millimeters wide for current urethanes. Good shot, Bob.
Nice
Good shot.
Bob. Nice shot.
So that was the problem, is urethane softens up after 10 frames.
Right.
The footprint goes from approximately 2 to 3 millimeters wide to 5 millimeters wide. Currently, on reactive resin balls, they don't soften up like that, so the footprint stays 2 to 3 millimeters wide. That was the difference, and that's why what they're dictating by changing that starting hardness on urethane is that now everything will stay competitive.
Well, the question I have is, okay,
Good shot, Alan.
Alan did that. The question I have is, who is complaining about this in the first place to even make it an issue?
No, he's not the only one. Every bowler out there that does not use urethane all the time has complained about it. The bowlers that use urethane all the time have never said a word because they don't notice the effects of other urethane. The only battle that you can have against urethane that's being used currently in today's state of the game is to throw urethane. So if someone on your lanes is throwing urethane, they are forcing you to do the same. Good double, Alan. He struck in the 9th and his first ball in the 10th.
Use 2 more. Yeah, we got a really, we're debating this. We got a really good game shaping up in front of us here.
We do.
With handicap, it's a 156 to 163 with a bunch of X's up there. Like I said, I can see both sides of it, but again, to me, when you're looking at the integrity of a sport, it should be the physical execution of the sport.
And that's why they're doing that. They are taking what the ball did, which was soften up and become a larger footprint. And
There you go.
Nice, Alan. All right, I like to see the reaction. And they're taking that out. They're not banning the ball. They're just making it start out harder so that it does not soften up to the point where it makes it that much of a larger footprint. Now, you can still use urethane after that point. It just has to be manufactured to that beginning hardness that will be
0.78.
Yeah, 0.78 starting in January. And so all that did was bring urethane technology into alignment with everything else. That's all it did.
Speaking of
Nice,
into alignment,
good-
ham bone!
Good finish, Alan. Good game, 216.
So now Bob's got his work cut out for him. Allen shoots. 216 scratch. That'll do it.
Nope, he's not shut out.
Yeah. Oh, no, wait.
No, he could shoot. If he strikes out, he gets a 200, and with his handicap, it's a 223. So he needs the first 2 strikes. And that won't do it. Now it's done. Doesn't matter whether he picks this up or not. The count will be off.
So
So
Alan Chamberlain.
4-7-9 split for Bob.
Alan Chamberlain will come up in the semifinal match against Rob Torres.
He's giving it a shot. Nope, he's just going to get the 7 pin. Good try, Bob. All right, so Bill Reeves and Bob Roman are knocked out of the attempt to add another title to their monthly winnings.
And Alan Chamberlain wins 216 to a 189.
Congrats, Alan. So it'll be Alan and Rob Torres.
In our semifinal match, and that'll be coming up in a minute. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Established in 2007, the Lightning Strikes Pro Shop, located inside AMF Kissimmee Lanes, is a full-service stop for all of your bowling needs. We stock the largest inventory of balls and accessories in Central Florida. Our process starts with people. We take the time to learn about your experience, style, goals, challenges, arsenal, and budget in order to make expert recommendations that work. We watch you bowl before fitting your equipment and provide a free game with every drilling. This personalized service doesn't cost extra. We price match new bowling balls with internet prices for at least 1 year. Our staff has over 75 years combined bowling experience, 30 years providing excellent pro shop service, and has served over 5,800 customers. With a PBA member on our team and thousands of success stories, you can trust your game with us. Come on down and meet Dave Remp and the staff to improve your game. Are you a passionate bowler looking to show off your love for the sport? Look no further than the Bowl Angry t-shirt, now available at localbowler.com.made with the highest quality materials and designed with a bold, eye-catching graphic. This shirt is perfect for showing off your skills on the lanes. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a casual bowler, you'll love the comfortable fit and stylish design of this shirt. And with our easy online ordering and fast shipping, you can have your Bowl Angry t-shirt in no time. So head to localbowler.com now and get your hands on the ultimate bowling shirt today.
Okay, we're back with our semifinal match. Rob Torres and Alan Chamberlain. Both of these guys looking for the first Best of the House title. Winner will go up against Rob Roman Jr.
Yep, one of them will get a chance. So I did have one more analogy I wanted to throw at you, DJ.
Go ahead.
So for anybody out there that took an architecture class, typically a lot of architectural drawings are done with like a number 6 pencil. We've all heard of number 2. Alan starts out with a strike, good shot. We've all heard of number 2 pencils because the graphite that's in them is softer and
Right.
it allows it to leave a wider line
Right.
for your writing. A number 6 pencil, the graphite is very dense. You can sharpen it to a very fine point and it doesn't grind down nearly as fast. And that's kind of the reactive resins and plastic balls are that number 6 pencil, and current technology of urethane is the number 2 pencil where it widens itself out. Rob comes in light, gets 7, leaves himself the 2, 4, 5. Small bucket.
Okay. I'm with you.
And so, yes, so that's all they're doing is trying to change that, what currently the urethanes widen out to, say, that number 2 pencil. They're just trying to manufacture them that they don't widen out that much by softening up. Oh! All right, Rob. So every bowler that has bowled tonight, or today so far, has left the first frame open on their first game.
Wow. That's not normal for our show.
It's not. But, I mean, Rob will make up for it.
Well, he's getting 22.
Little left on that one, going Brooklyn, leaves a 5-pin.
Hands up.
And so the new manufacturing specification for urethane will even it up to kind of matching what the reactives are at that density to make them all roughly a number 6 pencil. And that's kind of where the analogy kind of ends.
Okay.
Little outside. Is it coming back enough? Oh, just. I think the wind got it. Rob might have even been surprised by that.
Don't hurt him, Rob. Don't hurt him.
I think he might have gotten behind that pin almost.
A little bit, yeah.
You hit the back of a 5.
All right.
Alan doubles.
Alan's got his mark down.
You know, he gets locked in, you're in trouble.
He doesn't have much transition because he's the only bowler on that side. But, yeah, I mean, once he's locked in, Alan is hard to beat.
Now, while we're talking about equipment, something else that may be going the way of the dodo is what Alan is using. A metal wrist brace.
Oh. In the PBA, yes. I don't know if that's coming down to league or not. Oh, and he gets the tap on the 7 for a turkey.
Gobble, gobble. I heard that may actually come down to USBC.
Okay. That one I'm torn with because, you know, there are physical ailments and weak wrists and stuff like that some people use it just simply for that reason.
And
now,
we will also see one on Rob Roman Jr., by the way. But the thing is the argument is that if you use it correctly, it will put your hand in the perfect position for the release every time.
right, and you can even dial it in, like if you need to get your hand around it more, you can crank it down in a different direction.
And what it does is it forces you to
Rob left a 2-pin and picked it up.
it forces you to execute correctly. Which gets back to my argument about if we're going to really worry about the integrity of the sport, then shouldn't we be making changes so that everyone has to physically execute correctly to be good?
And that could be that change if they're getting rid of the bionic braces.
What I'm saying, if you're going to do that, then we should restrict reactive balls, asymmetrical cores, you know, even symmetrical cores if the ball is going down lane and braking in a certain direction, like making a left turn. Because, I mean, that's not something, like when I was bowling, when I first started out with rubber and plastic, you know, like Joey said when we were outside, we were talking about it, you had to really get under it with your hand. You had to do the work. Now the balls seem to be doing most of the work.
I wouldn't say most. I mean, I agree with you that the ball does, the ball matters. You know, if you've got a very low hooking ball out there with somebody who doesn't know how to throw it, it's not going to hook much.
Right.
But if you have somebody who knows how to throw that ball, knows how to throw a hook, puts their hand in the correct position under the ball, coming around it properly, every ball out there is going to hook, including plastic. So I get your what you're saying, but
What are we waiting for, by the way?
waiting for a ball return.
Okay.
But I don't think that is as detrimental as having one particular style or one brand, not brand, but one type of ball that is so much different than all the rest. And you'll see not, you know, for those bowlers that can throw a good hook without, you know, using the bionic brace, it may not be because they can't physically wear one. It's just they choose not to. And for some that do wear the bionic brace, it actually physically hurts them when they're not.
Right. But I could make the same argument about using urethane or reactive.
I don't know if I'd say it's the same argument.
I mean, if we want to get the people to execute, and that's what the sport is measuring, then that's different from you know, what the equipment is making them do that they normally wouldn't do on their own. And I think that's where the problem with all this comes in is, okay, well, how much are you going to restrict equipment, and how much are you going to restrict, or how much are you going to play up or play down?
Well, and Rob leaves a little baby split here, 4-5. Well, and again, you have to find that happy balance. You know, it's not easy to find those balances, and that's what the USBC USBC and the PBA are trying to do. How do you make these changes in one, and do they need to affect the other? He's going for it, and he gets his baby split.
Nice pickup, Rob.
You know, because not every change that occurs within the PBA needs to or should have the same exact effect in the USBC normal league bowling area.
Yeah, but a lot of these things eventually do trickle down.
They do. They do because, you know, you can look at league bowling. Good shot, Alan. He's got, what's that, DJ?
Hambone!
Nice. They do trickle down because, you know, you could look at normal league bowling as almost minor leagues. I mean, almost every PBA bowler is currently in a league to stay active in bowling. We all start out league bowling. Ooh, Alan.
Yahtzee!
Alan's got the front five.
And the door could be closing pretty quick on Rob here.
Could be. But he's making the spares right now.
That's
Got to
true.
get on the strike train.
But then, okay. But also then you look, okay, well, our league average is going up. See, a lot of bowling outside.
That was a good shot for Rob, and he leaves a 10 pin.
Outside of competitive Olympic, world, or PBA professional bowling, a lot of centers are developing easier shots.
Ooh. All right, Rob hung on there to pick up his 10 pin.
So people score better, so they're going to want to bowl.
Well, and yeah, I mean that's to attract, but that's to get people started. The problem is though, is as people get better, you know, there's a little bit of a drive in most of us to want to get better, at least to a certain degree, and maybe not everybody has PBA aspirations and stuff like that. Little light, leaves the 2-7, another baby split.
No, that's true. But how do you get the person who just goes out and bowls recreationally once every couple of years, how do you get them into leagues and into bowling more? Well, you create equipment and patterns on the lanes.
Rob picks up his split again.
Nice pickup, Rob. You know, how do you get them to come back and want to join a league?
Right.
Well, you make it easier for them to score better, so they're more competitive. But then you're kind of okay. But now you have the pros and everybody else using this. I mean, maybe something could be done if you really really, you know, worried about the integrity of the sport.
Alan's got 6 in a row.
6 back. See if we can get a lucky 7 over here. You know, maybe what you do is we all go back, you know, at the pro and serious competition level to only be able to throw plastic. That's it. So that way you kind of it weeds out kind of the amateurs from the pros, because you have a lot of 220 average bowlers in houses these days, who if you put them out on tour, they would fall apart.
Well, I mean, sport shot's a totally different animal, too.
Lucky 7.
Good shot, Alan. What?
No strike tank.
So, yeah, I guess I kind of see what you're saying, but at the same time, it's just like every other sport. There's an entry-level aspect and a professional aspect. There you go, Rob. He's on the strike train now.
Knock her down without a fight.
Nope. You know, you could say that about every sport out there has entry-level stuff.
Right.
And you know, if you just come in and you open bowl here and there, most of the time you don't even have oil on the lane.
Yeah, I mean that's true. That's definitely true. I guess it's just bowling is such a unique sport. I think even golf has
6 count on that one for Rob.
I think even golf has a better, let's say, conversion rate of recreational golfers who go into leagues and that kind of thing than bowling does right now. It didn't used to be that way. I mean,
Well,
in the 60s and 70s, everybody was
good
bowling
pickup,
in a
Rob.
league.
Other than Rob's first frame, he's clean. It's just unfortunate he's not getting the strikes. But, well, and you know, one of the things you could say is the equipment in bowling, because there is so much of it out there. You've got low level, mid level, high level tiers for bowling balls. You've got, if you start to become serious about it, typically you carry more than one bowling ball with you to deal with transition and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Whereas with golf, you get one set of clubs and Alan
Nice
leaves
run,
a
Alan.
10-pin.
Nice run.
You know, you get one set of clubs, and then other than that, you just, for when you lose your golf balls, you just rack up dozens of golf balls. But you don't have to go and buy a new set of clubs every year. Some people do. I know drivers are one of those things that every time the technology changes slightly, a bunch of us want to go out and buy the newest driver. You could say it's similar with bowling balls, but you know, you have that in most sports as well.
Well, I guess it makes it very hard.
Good pickup, Alan, to stay clean.
You know,
It does make it hard, and I think you have that with any sport that you get into and you start to feel like you're wanting to be competitive within that sport. You've got to stay up on some of the technology, and if you're not going to take lessons, then it takes longer to build your game to get to the point where you can be competitive. And some people have that drive, some people don't, and that's okay. Alan leaves a 6-10 on this one.
I guess maybe bowling just right now really needs to kind of figure out what it wants to be and what it wants to do. What bowlers are you going after? Who are you really marketing to? And what are you really trying to do? Because there are a lot of centers that have.
Oh, Alan leaves it open by pushing the 6-pin just past the 10 into the gutter.
Oh, when you're on 7 in a row, kind of doesn't matter. 226 to the ninth, possible 256.
See if Rob gets in there, and he does. All right.
That's okay. So
Strikes in his 9th frame.
143, 173. So the best Rob can do is a 203.
And then 22 pins a handicap. So 225. If Rob would like 4 more frames, please. He can finish with a 225.
Still not a bad game.
No. Oh my gosh. They're just not falling for Rob right now.
So it's good. It's still going to be Allen against Rob in the title match.
Yep. We won't have to remember any different names.
So will it be repeat champion Rob Roman Jr. or new champion Alan Chamberlain?
All right. Rob picked up his spare in the 10th.
A potential spot in the Tournament of Champions next month. Up for grabs in our next match. Stay tuned.
Yeah, what the question that you're asking, I don't know those answers, DJ. I don't know. You know, I honestly feel like it's a lot of things like what we're just dealing with in society in general. There are aspects of you. Oh, good shot, Rob. That one came back from the 2 board. Good finish, though, Rob. He stayed clean after frame number 1. Just couldn't get the strikes to line up. You know, it's what do the people want? And I don't know what those answers are. You know, how do you attract new blood into the sport? It's by making it fun and keeping their interest, and then they slowly develop a competitive desire to be competitive. There you go, Alan. Back on the strike train. Yep.
Well, you know, it's like even the PBA telecasts have changed so much from back in the day with Bo Burton Jr., Chris Schenkel, and you know, from when I was growing up watching bowling, and the kind of show that we do, we're very traditionalist in that, you know, step ladder final type of thing, where they're doing shootouts and all kinds of things, speed bowling, and different things to make the shows more interesting.
Well, and yeah, those are unique shows that they do every now and then. I think the bowlers even enjoy it too because it is different. And how many of the younger PBA bowlers have their own YouTube channels now, and they do these fun videos where they go out and just do random challenges and things like that. It's fun for them. Oh, another ball stuck.
Okay.
All these things that are fun for the bowlers to keep their interest as well. But yes, it does draw in new people to watch some of those telecasts. And then, you know, of course, I still try and watch all the telecasts for the normal tournaments as well, because, I mean, it's fascinating watching these PBA bowlers go out there and bowl, and, you know, you love to imagine, oh, man, I wish I could do that.
They make it look so easy.
Right? And then on those rare occasions that you see someone struggle, you're like, oh, my God, he's like me. You know, even though he's not,
well,
you know,
I think,
or she.
I was just watching Brad and Kyle. They just did the Lucy mixed doubles, and they were doing a video vlog for all the games, like 7-8 games, and the number of times they left the same garbage that I leave in league makes you feel a little better.
And then it gives you that. Oh, and Alan gets his double in the 10th.
One more for 256.
You know, I think some of that is to make viewers feel like I could possibly do that. But the problem is a lot of us then forget that they did this for, most of them started when they were little, and they worked for years and years and years to perfect their craft.
Yeah, well, Belmo, you know, his parents owned a center, and he's been throwing two-handed since he was like 4 years old. 255 for Allen. Nice game.
I think that's a pretty darn good game, Alan.
Hopefully he's got a little of that mojo left for Roman Jr.
Right? Congrats, Alan.
And speaking of which, we will be back with our championship match. Rob Roman Jr. and Alan Chamberlain.
And Rob Torres threw a 183 to finish with a 205.
And we'll be right back.
Established in 2007, the Lightning Strikes Pro Shop, located inside AMF Kissimmee Lanes, is a full-service stop for all of your bowling needs. We stock the largest inventory of balls and accessories in Central Florida. Our process starts with people. We take the time to learn about your experience, style, goals, challenges, arsenal, and budget in order to make expert recommendations that work. We watch you bowl before fitting your equipment and provide a free game with every drilling. This personalized service doesn't cost extra. We price match new bowling balls with internet prices for at least 1 year. Our staff has over 75 years combined bowling experience, 30 years providing excellent pro shop service, and has served over 5,800 customers. With a PBA member on our team and thousands of success stories, you can trust your game with us. Come on down and meet Dave Remp and the staff to improve your game. Looking for some high-stakes bowling action? Look no further than AMF Kissimmee Lanes in Central Florida. Every month we host the Best of the House bowling tournament, where the top 5 league bowlers of the month compete for a $100 top cash prize. And now, you can watch the thrilling stepladder finals right from your own device. Just head to our social media pages listed below and watch the video, featuring the best bowlers in the house going head-to-head for the top prize. And if you like what you see, don't forget to hit that like button and share the video with all your friends and followers on social media. Who knows? You might just inspire someone else to come to AMF Kissimmee Lanes and compete in the Best of the House tournament themselves. So what are you waiting for? Watch the video and experience the excitement of the Best of the House tournament for yourself.
We're ready with our championship match. Alan Chamberlain and Rob Roman Jr.
Alan will start us off with his whopping 1 pin of handicap.
Whopping 1 pin.
Alan starts off with a strike.
Heading back. And we want to tell everybody, if you're watching today, we had a really good discussion on the show about equipment and regulations and all that. Please leave some comments. What do you think about all this? And when you're watching this, if you're a bowler, what do you think about all this?
And everything that you hear on here is opinion. It's
Right.
not, we have no skin in the game.
Ooh.
Rob hit a little light, slid a pin, I think it was the 5 pin right in front of the 7. So he leaves the 7 pin.
But yeah, I mean, no opinions wrong. So, please leave your opinions down there. We'd like to hear what you all think.
And he picks up his 7 pin. It's funny, Rob, I bowl with Rob Tuesdays and Thursdays on League. And he's, for some weird reason, the 7 pin's gotten into his head for a little bit. He just had a few misses on it, and it's been fighting him, but he hit that one solid.
Yeah, they can. 10 pins, 7 pins.
10 pins are my nemesis. I've gotten better at them, but I don't typically have any issue with the 7. Little straight through the face. 6, 7, 10.
He's really lofting it out there.
Yeah. That's his norm. I just can't tell if he's doing it more or not. All right.
Rob goes open. Alan looking for his first Best of the House championship and a spot in next month's Tournament of Champions.
Alan doubles up.
You can tell that just by the sound.
He's throwing a good ball.
Very good bowler.
Alan's third frame going for a turkey, and he gets it. Little late tap on the 6 to knock it forward.
And Rob Roman in a little bit of trouble.
He can right the ship.
Last game, Alan put 7 in a row together.
Yep. There it goes.
There it goes.
All right, Rob.
One thing we've learned doing the show is you never can tell what's going to happen.
Right.
We've had some matches that have gone right down to the wire, and one frame makes the difference.
Yep. There you
Bang.
go. Rob doubles up.
Yeah, those two were both no doubters. Rob shakes his head. He knows they were two good shots.
That's some of the difficulty in being the number 1 seed, because you're the only one that is guaranteed to not play against or not have played a game on this until you get up there. Alan with a what?
Ham bone!
Nice. You're the only one that's guaranteed to have not thrown a game when you get up to play your one and only.
Well, tournament champions, that's what will be a little different. You'll have 3 games.
Yep.
And everybody will be bowling at the same time. So practice and the games, everybody will be bowling all 3 games. So
That'll be a fun one.
oh yeah, and that'll be coming up soon. So stay tuned.
Alan going for 5 in a row.
Oh, leaves the 10 pin.
Little light leaves the 10.
Two very excellent bowlers here in our championship match here for July. Rob Roman Jr. and Alan Chamberlain. Hope you enjoy all this. Brought to you by localbowler.com and Lightning Strikes Pro Shop. Subscribe, like, share this video with everyone you know.
Alan for his spare.
And he gets it.
So Alan's clean through 5 with a ham bone in there.
Now the thing is, if Rob can double here in the next 2 frames, he's brought this match back to being really close.
Yep, being really close. Whenever that looked like it was inside to start.
And he got it out too far on the lane.
Yeah.
It didn't have enough time, just had not enough time to come back.
All right, makes his spare. He's got to get back on the strike train.
Yeah, he's still down 28. He's on a spare, and Alan's on a spare. It's actually he's down 38. Oh, out of trouble.
It was
Wow.
almost the 8-10, but it should have been a strike.
Should have been a strike, but it was almost a disaster.
Right. Good pickup.
Gotta stay clean. Gotta stay clean.
Alan's 6th frame. Got that ball outside. Leaves himself the 3-9.
Double wood. Gotta be careful with these.
Yeah.
Gotta make sure you cover them both. Halfway through our championship match.
Alan's spare attempt. That looks good. Coming in on the correct side. Yep.
Gets him. Very important spare right there. He's up by 37 as he goes for his 7th frame. Again, it's virtually a scratch match. Alan's only getting a 1 pin of handicap, so it's virtually scratch. All go back.
Alan's not playing around.
His First best of the house win and a possible tournament or champion's berth. Up for grabs here if he can hang on.
You know, Rob Roman was the first bowler to get a little light, leaves a 2-pin. First bowler to get out here and on his first frame, not leaving open.
Wow.
Night, everybody. Well, good. Have a nice Sunday.
All right, he picks up the spare.
Well, Rob's won a couple of the best of the house.
Yep.
And even if he doesn't prevail today, he still walks away with $75.
He beat me to win one, and we had a barn burner, if I remember right. It was like a
Yeah.
150 to 170 or something like that. It was. We both had a heck of a time.
Well, we have fun. So
Yeah,
that's the
we
big
do.
thing.
That looks like a strike. No, it came in light again. It will not turn.
Also, want to thank my daughter, Kate Martino. She helped us with some technical difficulties up front.
Oh. He wrapped the 2-pin around the 4.
And enabled us to get both of our cameras working. Give you the nice shots you're getting that Joey's providing.
She had a little more patience than we did in trying to get that camera up and running. I couldn't get it.
Yeah, I was ready to can it and just go with the back shot. And then Katie got up and got playing with it, and she got it to work.
You're welcome.
Yes, thank you, dear.
And Allen strikes again in the 8th frame for a double. Has a clean game going so far. His foundation frame right here. Trying to go into the 10th on a turkey.
And pretty much in control of his own destiny here.
Yeah.
Ooh, leaves a 10.
10-pin.
Looks like a pretty solid pocket hit.
Yep, pick this spare up, move on. Still a good game.
The best Rob can do is a 196.
I believe that'll do it. Yep.
That'll do it. Allen with a 197 working going into the 10th. Rob, if he strikes out, the best he can do is a 196. Means Allen Chamberlain will be in the Tournament of Champions next month and has his first Best of the House championship.
That ball didn't want to come back either. Leaves a 2-pin. Picks it up. Moving on to his 10th frame.
So Allen, who's been chasing this for several months now and has come very, very close, he'll get the title.
And the prestige that comes with it. Oh, and that one goes through the face, leaves a 6-pin.
Picks it up. Last shot in the 10th, possible 175.
That one was outside. Gets 7.
So another 172.
172. Allen's 10th frame, following a spare in the 9th. Wrap 7.
That'll be over 200.
Yep. If you combine the 3, he's got a good series going.
I have to dig it up and see what it is, but definitely. 3 very good games.
He could finish here with a 235. And then that 1 pin of handicap. Good pickup on the 7th or on the 7th. Sorry. Sorry, I was cracking up over the 1 pin.
1 pin.
And there we go. Allen gets his 235.
Nice game, Alan. And Alan Chamberlain will be our champion for July. And that means, Chris, we won't be back until the Tournament of Champions.
Right, and that'll either be around the end of August, beginning of September somewhere. So everybody enjoy the rest of your summer. DJ, thank you for hosting this and including me.
Thank you guys, Joey, Kate, and Chris. You're a big part of this, and we all make it fun. And
congrats to Alan.
Congratulations to Alan, and we will see you for the Tournament of Champions. Stay tuned.